Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Leo's Harmony, and today we're doing a love reading. So with this love reading, I know that there's a new moon, or sorry, full moon in Scorpio. So I wanted to kind of take a look at that energy and seeing how that kind of relates. Um, so we have three different piles here to choose from. The first one talks about balance. The second one says to wait. And the third one has an overall message that we can read in a bit, if that's your pile. So please choose whatever kind of calls to you. Initially I did want to kind of like show the art instead of like the meaning behind the card, but that's definitely not safe for YouTube. So that we're gonna do it this way, and that's totally fine too. Okay, so you pick a card and I'll go to your reading. Okay, pile one, this is your reading. So you got the card balance. It says love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So balance is also like a Libra thing. So maybe some of you guys have that in your chart, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. So it does talk about how it both supports and challenges. So a challenge isn't necessarily something negative. It can be challenging like negative aspects of yourself so that you can grow. So it's basically saying that a good relationship for you is loving, but it also challenges you to grow and be a better version of yourself. And that's maybe a sign if you're not already in a relationship on like what to look for. But we did have a full moon in Scorpio, so I did want to pull a couple cards from the Moonology deck. Maybe we'll get more information from that. Your first card here is the last quarter moon in Pisces. It says talk less, feel more. So maybe for some of you, maybe you're not speaking the right way to yourself or your person. And maybe you're not taking enough time to actually feel the emotions. For some of you, maybe you're feeling things like anger in the moment and maybe just talking out of anger rather than like letting your emotions kind of calm down and then talk from a place of love instead. So that could be for some of you. I'll do one more. So usually the way I do these readings are I have one side for you and another for your partner. So let me do it like that. So full moon in Libra, find a balance. I just talked about this, how it could be Libra, and here it is. So maybe your partner is trying to find a balance between the two. Maybe your partner is trying to balance you even. And it's like they kind of feel like it's their job too. But let's pull more cards. Oh, not immediately. This one says clear vision. Um, so maybe there's a clear path and what's meant to happen and what you're supposed to do. I don't think I need another card from that deck. Let me pull um, the tarot cards and I'll be right back. Okay, pile one, welcome back. So I've pulled tarot cards here for you and then your person. So this can be a relationship. If you're not in one, your person can be your twin flame. if you haven't met them yet. Um, so whatever you feel that this is kind of towards is what it will be. So for your side, we already talked about the talk less and feel more. We talked about balance and clear vision, but you got the Hierophant, you got the Six of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Hanged Man. So the Hierophant talks about someone who's trying to find enlightenment and someone who is like really enlightened. Six of Swords talks about like how you're kind of moving away and kind of healing, um, from like a place that's not like really meant for you mentally. Three of Cups is a really good card. That talks about, it can talk about friendships as well, but it can also be about like happiness involving relationships. Um, the Hanged Man is kind of like saying to let go. So what I'm kind of getting from this is that you need to obtain enlightenment by healing something from your past. There's something that you need to let go. And that can be trauma, that can be pain, that can be fears. But this full moon is affecting you by making you heal, basically. It's making you heal, it's making you obtain like this enlightened status, right? And then with the Hanged Man, it's like you have to let go. You have to let go. But I don't think it's, something that you can't do. I think it's something that's happening regardless, and that's something that will help you. So it's kind of like you know what you're doing in a way, on your side. Now for your partner, they got the Three of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Wheel. So overall, like this reading has been like really positive, so that's a really good sign. Um, for them, they got the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, which both can kind of talk about relationships as well, but also the Queen of Swords is someone who's very in tune like with their own mentality. But with the Page of Cups here, it's kind of like they're learning something new or they want to do something new. And since it's the cups, it's regarding their emotions. And I think for them, it's kind of like they're learning how to find that balance because it does talk about balance there and over here as well, which is here, is more of like energy for both of you. So like they're trying to find the balance between, um, oh, like, yeah, like this is right, or like maybe I just need to give them time so they can, heal, and maybe that's what will work out for us both, or things like that. So if you already are in a relationship with this person, they're trying to find a way to like make you more comfortable, I guess, in dealing with your emotions or your fears and things like that. If they're not with you, then they're kind of learning themselves how to find a balance between like what they really want in life. And with the Page of Cups, it's kind of like something that they want that they're trying to like figure out. But with the Wheel here, it's kind of like they're gonna be successful. So it doesn't really affect you negatively at all. Um, with the King of Pentacles here, it talks about like stability in this relationship. So I think overall, this is a very good message from your guides, and your energy is still like very healing. It's like a really good sign. Um, and their energy is more of like, oh, I'm just trying to figure things out. Let me get another deck, and maybe that'll give us more information. Okay. I'm gonna pull for your side first. So you got Daydream. And they got Chemistry. So it's kind of like you know that you have to heal, and you're kind of daydreaming about like the life that you can have once you're kind of healed. And that's not a really not a bad thing at all. That's a really good thing. with chemistry, it's like they're trying to put these pieces together. Like they're making like their own little potion and they're trying to figure things out here, which isn't a bad thing. Like they're either trying to help you if you're in a relationship or they're trying to figure out what they want if you haven't met this person yet. Let me get one more deck and we can get some last minute messages here. So the first one is Serenity. It says value quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. The next one is Listen. It says be alert. The soft chiming bells call to nearby fairies. Let's get one more. Release. It says lighten your load. So I think with these cards, let me just move things around. You're releasing your past here. And, you know, if we go back to this card, like the main one, it talks about challenges. And this is a challenge for you. And for them, the challenge is figuring out how to do things properly, right? With Serenity, it talks about valuing quiet days and leaves breaking the silence. So it seems like things aren't, you know, very happy right now or like very exciting, but that's not a bad thing for you. It's kind of like meant to be that way so that you can kind of heal. With release, it, you know, again, it's talking about that. With listen, I think it's saying to really listen to your guides to kind of heal, um, to be fine with the challenges and be fine with supporting each other. And that's a really clear vision here, clear message. So maybe there is a need for you to like kind of work on your fears or your trauma because it is affecting your relationship with your person, but that doesn't mean it's going to like end, you know? If you're doing the work, if you're healing, then things will be fine. And I think that's the overall message here, and I think that's very positive. So that is the end of the reading. So thank you for watching Pile 1. If you did like the reading, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like a personalized reading, the Etsy is linked down below. But thank you for watching. Okay, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you got the card that says wait. Don't rush into it, allow nature to take its course. So maybe you're trying to rush something, maybe you're trying to rush a conversation or rush a like a asking someone out type of thing or something along that nature. But your guides are telling you to wait. Now, I did want to talk about the full moon. The full moon in Scorpio is about release and like things that don't really serve us. So I'm going to pull a few cards that kind of deal with that. So the first card here is the first quarter moon in Cancer. It says push through any insecurity. So this is for your side actually. Um, so maybe you're dealing with insecurities that are not really helping you in any way right now, and it's affecting your relationship. And if you haven't met this person yet, this can be about like a twin flame or whatever energy that you kind of feel that it is for. So you're kind of dealing with insecurities right now, and it's kind of affecting your relationship negatively. So I would be careful with that. And maybe that's the reason you are waiting. your partner got the new moon in Taurus, and it says know your worth. So off the bat, it doesn't really seem like this is going very well for some of you. Um, I think they're just kind of knowing like what they want and like how to value themselves, and you're kind of dealing with negativity here that's affecting the relationship. But you know, guides are saying to wait. Don't rush into anything. I think it's kind of time. If there's a period of separation right now, then that's kind of meant to be at the moment. But let me pull some tarot cards and then I'll be right back. Okay, pile two, welcome back to your reading. So you got the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and Page of Swords, and Ten of Pentacles. So your pile is actually very like crazy in a good way, I think. Um, so with the Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles, Ace is always like a beginning, and it's kind of like you're kind of learning how to find the balance and stability in yourself, how to find and uh like the passions, like there's a lot of potential here for growth. And then with the pages are usually something about learning or like wanting to learn something. You got two here, and so pentacles and swords. Swords is more about like mental, and then pentacles is more about stability and material stuff. But in this case, I think it's about stability. So you got the Ace of Pentacles here, which is the beginning. You got the Page of Pentacles here, which is like the learning aspect of it. And then you got the Ten of Pentacles, which is kind of like the ending and the happiness. So it's kind of like you got that three card pile that people like to do where like it's past, present, and future. And I think right now you're in the learning stages, and that's a really beautiful thing for you because over here at the Ten of Pentacles, it's saying that you'll kind of get everything, right? But there's like this learning aspect that you have to do, and maybe that's why you're waiting. You're waiting because you kind of have to learn how to deal with your insecurity and deal with your emotions. And with the Page of Swords here, it's like, learning about your mental state and like how to kind of heal that. With the Pentacles, it's like bringing stability into your relationships and your own self. With your partner's pile, they got the Seven of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Temperance, and Page of Wands. So, Seven of Pentacles can talk about like planning stuff. It can talk about like learning about the past as well. Then they got the Two of Pentacles and Temperance, and I kind of see them as the same card since they both talk about balance. So I would look into like maybe how you affected them. If this is like a positive thing where you're just you pushed back and well, it's not necessarily positive, but I mean like in a good sense that you kind of like held back because of your insecurity, then they're just trying to find a way to like figure that out and how to balance between like how do I help them and like how do I kind of do what I want as well. Um but if it is in a sense where you kind of hurt them, then they're kind of learning how to deal with that, right? If you did hurt them, then they're learning how to heal in a sense and like kind of deal with the fact that maybe they're thinking about like, is this really worth it? And they're kind of, you know, trying to deal with that emotion. And with the Page of Wands there, it's like they're learning about their passion and they're kind of like with the Two of Pentacles here in Temperance, it's like they're debating between like the past and like what can be in the future. And with the Page of Wands, it's like, yeah, like I'm really passionate about this person, things like that. With the Seven of Pentacles, it can be about the past. Um, if it's someone you haven't met yet, then they're dealing with these emotions here with another person instead of you. So I think it's still like a healthy energy here. It's not, bad. And with fulfillment here, um, I forgot to draw a card from this deck here, but it does talk about fulfillment. And with the wait thing here, it's kind of saying wait, and then you'll get a better reward. So I did want to pull from another deck here. And this will give us more information. Respect. So you got the respect card. So not only do you have to learn how to respect yourself, but you have to learn how to respect other people. And in this case, like your partner. And I think like the insecurity is what's causing that to not really happen. So that's like very cutthroat and dry, like a very clear message there. They got the card that says influence. So this doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing or a bad thing. In a sense that this can be either someone talking to them and them getting the wrong ideas about you, or maybe someone's trying to like tell you about or tell them about the good stuff about you. Let me do one more for that. They have a lot of fear. Let me get a clarification card from tarot. Okay. So it's not a bad thing because the Empress came out. It's more of them like dealing with the emotions and like the balance between like past and future, and also like the fears that they have about the future. Like, is this going to happen again? If you haven't met them, it can be like they have energy from like past relationships that they need to let go, and then can kind of like move into the future because of that with you. Um, if you already have met them, it's kind of like they need to let go of the fear, and that's kind of like what they're kind of battling right now with the whole two different cards talking about balance. And maybe they're just trying to know that they're worth more than they think. Let's get a couple closing oracle cards here. The first one is Radiance. It says keep your head held high and follow the sun. This one says play. It says among the grass wild violets lie undisturbed, little secrets to uncover. This one says wallflower. It says look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. I'll just put that on top of that. I also forgot to get a card for the middle using tarot. Let me do that, and then I'll talk about the other oracle cards. Yeah. You got the Four of Cups. So again, like the energy right now isn't really good in a sense, but I think it's talking about how it's kind of meant to be that way at the moment. So you can heal and they can figure out what they like want. Um, it does say keep your head held high and follow the sun. So focus on the light in your energy and healing. Play among the grass and wild violets lie undisturbed, little secrets to uncover. So you're learning about yourself and they're learning about themselves here, which isn't a bad thing. With wallflower, it says look for the cracks in the concrete to find your way out. For some reason, it reminds me of, those vases that they break, I think in Japan or China, and then they fill those cracks with gold to make it like beautiful still, and it's kind of like symbolic in a way that even something is broken, it can still be beautiful because it's like healed at that point. So I think for you, it's kind of saying a similar thing where you will heal through this insecurity and it'll be a lot better for you, like a lot. With Ten of Pentacles here. Um, for them, they're gonna heal through their fears, and it'll be a lot better for them as well with the Empress. And it's just kind of saying like, I know things may be anxious for you right now, but keep your head held high and follow the sun. So keep looking at the light. Don't stray too much into the darkness because it is going to affect you negatively. But that is it for your reading, pile two. I hope that was helpful for you. If you did like this reading, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below. But thank you for watching. Hi, pile three. Welcome to your reading. So you got the card that says close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So maybe you haven't met your person yet and it's kind of affecting you negatively because in your life maybe you're not really joyful um with like the way that you feel that your life is going, but it's kind of saying that you deserve to feel joy. For some of you, this can be about how your last relationship wasn't good and you think you really don't deserve anyone because maybe they treated you badly or maybe things just didn't go well with that person. But it's kind of saying, like, don't give up because that's not like really meant for you here. Because of the full moon in Scorpio, I wanted to take a look at a couple moon cards that might give us information on what to release. I'm going to pull for your side. You got full moon in Gemini. It says embrace the flow of life. Let me get their card. They got the last quarter moon in Sagittarius, and it says practice gratitude. Okay, so this can be about how you need to be comfortable in the darkness here. Embrace the flow of life. Like you're not meant to be in it the entire time, but maybe this is a period of healing for you. And that's why you're kind of forced in this situation. And for them, this can either be your twin flame if you don't have anyone. This can be your partner if you are in a relationship. Or this can kind of be like whoever you feel that it is. Um, but maybe they need to practice gratitude here. Maybe they're not really grateful, and if you haven't met them, like that can be the reason why. Let me pull from another deck, and that'll give us a little bit more information. So you got the card that says reward. I feel like there is something coming for you, but you're not really in a good headspace to kind of accept that. So maybe you will go through like a period of healing because you're not feeling that joyful about your future. I'm gonna pull some tarot cards to get more information and I'll be right back. Okay, pile three. So you got the Tower, the Magician, the Six of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Um, so it's kind of like things are falling apart for you. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's kind of forcing you to heal here with the Six of Swords and releasing things from the past. Um, so like the Magician is kind of saying like this is a good thing, like you're kind of learning how to master like your own emotions and your mentality and how to be the best version of yourself. With the Six of Swords there, again, it's healing the past, and the Queen of Swords is kind of like the ending of that, where you're more in tune like with your own mentality. So that's your energy. Your partner's energy is the Knight of Pentacles, the Devil, Four of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So it's kind of like in a way they're dealing like with their own healing journey as well. So with the Devil there, it's kind of like I think they're kind of taking things for granted, right? With the practice gratitude card there, um, and the Devil, it's kind of like they're not doing what they're supposed to. With the Knight of Pentacles, it's still like a really good card, but I think they're trying to find that stability rather than something that they already have. With the Four of Swords, I can talk about the healing, and you guys are both healing like in the same part of your journey, and in the end, it's always like really nice. So it's kind of like you're both going through your own journey right now. Sorry, um, and you're kind of like it's meant to be at the moment, like this. It's not a bad thing because at the end you'll be rewarded, both of you. Let me pull some oracle cards. Daydream. I think pile one also got this card, so if you're kind of interested in looking at that pile, that could be for you as well. Um, it's like you're daydreaming about like what you kind of want from life, but you're forcing yourself, or like your guides are forcing you to this healing actually, but it's not a bad thing. And I think like this kind of looks similar to this card here. So it's kind of like in the future you'll get what you want. Like what you're daydreaming about is the end goal there. They got the heartbreak card. I think they're kind of like a player at the moment. They're not really taking relationships seriously, and it's something that they're gonna heal. I kind of hope that you're not in a relationship with them right now. But if you are, then it's something that they will heal eventually. Let me get a few more oracle cards. It says adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. Beginnings, don't be afraid to start small. And strength. It says don't let weeds, thistles cultivate in your garden. So you got strength twice. The middle is more of like a general energy for the both of you. So it's kind of like you guys are both going through periods where your strength is being tested. And you kind of have to start, with a new beginning, especially with the tower here. Like you're starting over basically. With them, it's like they're going through healing and they're starting to like find more gratitude in relationships and like emotions with other people rather than just being like this F boy or F girl where they don't really care. Um, Adapt, it says you will get yourself where you want to be. And it talks about reward there as well. So it's kind of like this period is meant to happen. So you guys both focus on yourself. And if you haven't met them, they're doing this right now. And I'm hoping you haven't met them yet. But if you have, then you're both going through your own healing. And it's something that will basically help you both. And it'll help you both grow and be a better version of yourself. Because I think you're both kind of dealing with stuff right now. But that is it, pile 3 for your reading. I hope you enjoyed that and I hope it was helpful for you. If you did like the reading, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below. But thank you for watching.